Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate. The Constitution Commission says the two decrees relating to drafting of the new constitution will mean essential principles of democracy are ignored and the independence of the Constituent Assembly negated. Commission Chair Yash Gai issued the printed statement at a press conference today in the Parliament complex. It was signed by all of the Commission members. Madhalu Tunanga reports.
The Commission says in light of the fact that members of the present government may wish to run in the coming elections, it's important that they do not control the process of setting out the election rules. They say that it will undermine the credibility of the elections.
So there has been fears that the process would not be very participatory if the current laws which give the government effectively authority to.
On the immunity decree, the Commission feels it is most unusual and undesirable, and they are concerned that the people of Fiji have not been consulted in any way.
We think that it is somewhat contradictory that on the one hand we are engaged in creating a truly democratic, accountable system of government with full respect for the rights of the people, but that during the process we are making, these principles are not observed. We believe that we need to start now moving towards a democratic, open system, and the time is now to begin to work towards that rather than maintain the restrictions and the immunities until the very end.
Their statement says if immunity is part of the process, it has to be submitted to the Commission and then debated in the Constituent Assembly. In response, Attorney General Ayaz Sayed Qayyum had this to say.
So what the Commission is doing with making these very broad sweeping statements is in fact undermining the rule of law in Fiji. They have taken advantage of the independent position and they are making such sweeping statements.
Madhalu Tunanga, FBC News.
As mentioned earlier, the new constitution will provide immunity to those involved in the political events of 1987, 2000 and 2006. This was revealed by Acting Prime Minister Ayaz Sayed Qayyum as provisions of a new decree gazetted yesterday. Eleanor Tarangai View with the details.
The perpetrators of the 1987 takeover were given full immunity in the 1990 and 1997 constitutions. The Fiji Constitution Process Decree of 2012 provides that these be continued in the new constitution. Other provisions of immunity in the 2000 and 2006 takeovers are also highlighted.
It also then sets out the provision for immunity from 2000 onwards until the formulation of a new constitution and the subsequent parliament that will be appointed under that. It also sets out, however, a proviso to that immunity, and that is from the date of the gazetting of the decree, which is today, there won't be any immunity given to any of the members of the state or the RFMF or the Fiji Police Force, or anybody else that's been appointed as an office holder under the state from any of the criminal provisions that is set out from Section 77 to 390 of the Crimes Decree.
The blanket cover of immunity on all political related issues for public office holders will remain. Meanwhile, political parties have welcomed the announcement that meetings don't necessarily need a permit.
Now that they've been removed, it clears our way to have consultation meetings with the people, and we will now begin that process from next week.
I welcome the decision and look forward to any other remaining impediments to the free association, speech, things in terms of media coverage and such things being lifted totally.
Decrees that prohibit the courts from reviewing the decisions of public officials, that restrict people from going to court, number of restrictions on labour laws. So all of these need to be addressed. We would urge the government to use the momentum it has now created to review all of these things very, very quickly. So yes, we welcome this particular decision.
Permits will only be required for meetings held on public roads, public parks or gardens and sports arenas. Eleanor Turangavu, FBC News.
The Suva High Court has refused an application by Lycinian Garrase's legal team to put a permanent stay on the proceedings. Judge Priyantha Fernando ruled the application was baseless. He also determined that the prosecution has enough evidence to proceed with the trial. Garrase is charged with 6 counts of abuse of office and 3 counts of discharge of duty. His trial resumes on Monday. A fire at the Votor level roundabout in Nandi has posed a major threat to residents and motorists in the area. This fire broke out this afternoon and then went out of control, threatening to spread to nearby homes. Thick smoke from the blaze clouded the air and caused a major traffic menace for drivers. Firefighters are on the scene as they continue to try and extinguish the fire.